Begin with your legs in a tabletop position. Take the ball on top of your shins. Try to balance it there as you pump your arms for the 100. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in for 5. Breathe out for 5. Keep going. Vigorously pump for 10 full breaths. Keep the ball steady on the legs. Pull the abdominals in and up. Once you've completed your 10 breaths, take the knees into the chest, ball into hands, and then rock yourself up to a seated position for your half roll down. The ball will get placed into the inner thighs, feet flat on the mat. Light grip behind your thighs. Take an inhale to roll back halfway. Lift the arms off the thighs, and then exhale, light grip back to the thighs, round yourself back up. Lift the arms up and down 3 times with your breath, deepening the abdominals away from the reach of your arms, and then round back up and get ready for your roll up. Place the ball between the feet. Inner ankles squeezing into the ball, arms reach long over the legs, then roll down the mat bone by bone. Arms reach back up, inhale, lift the head and shoulders, exhale, stretch beyond the toes, and then work your way down inch by inch. Articulate your spine on the mat. Again, inhale, exhale, keep hugging that ball. Feel your legs activate, your seat, the abdominals. Again, like that. Inhale, exhale, stretch and reach over. Start flowing continuously from here, up and down the mat. No momentum. Deep in the powerhouse. Every rep. Inhale, exhale, big stretch over the legs. On your last one, sitting up, place the ball underneath your left foot. Roll all the way down the mat and prepare for your one leg circle, taking your right leg up to the ceiling. Circle the leg 5 times without disturbing your left side body. Reverse the direction. Out a little, cross a lot. Dig deep on the left side. Heel into ball, left hip, left shoulder. After you've completed 5, lower this right leg all the way down. Transition back up to a seated position using a roll-up. Take the ball now underneath your right foot. Switching sides, lowering all the way down. Prepare for your one leg circle on the left side. Circle 5 times, digging deep with the right heel into the ball, right hip into the mat, right shoulder into the mat. Reverse the direction 5 times, maybe 6. I lost count. Around and up, around and up. Good, keep deepening the abdominals in and up. Pull those ribs into the mat. Once you've completed this side, lower your left leg down to the mat, transition using another roll up, and prepare for rolling like a ball. The ball will get placed behind your heels, in between heels and seat. Ideally, you want to avoid placing your feet on the mat. Try to hover your feet with every rep. Lead with the abdominals. Good, shoulders stay away from the ears. Good. Now, if you keep dropping the ball like I was, switch the ball to the front of the shins. Press the shins and the ball into one another. Maintain that ball shape. Roll up and down the mat. Massage the spine. Fancy transition to get into your single leg stretch. Right knee draws in, left leg hovers off the mat. Arms extend back behind you. Reach forward, peel up. Left knee in, right leg hovers. Arms reach back behind you, maintain that curl. Arms extend in front, peel back up. All right, keep that amount of intensity as we move into your single leg stretch. Lower onto the back, lifting head and shoulders off, and start to switch those legs. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Notice I lift the arms up a little higher for more intensity. Option to reach them way back behind you. Go for another round. Go 5, go 4, go 3, go 2, and 1, rest. Double leg stretches next, head and shoulders lift. Ball goes into the inner ankles. Grab behind the knee creases, curl the upper body up a little more. Inhale, send the arms and legs straight out in front. Exhale, hug the knees back in. Inhale, stretch the legs and arms. Exhale, in. Treat your legs like they're one. Give that ball a good hug every time. Do 5 like this. After your last one, you're going to switch the ball out of the inner ankles into the hands. Stretch arms and legs straight out and away from each other. Hug everything right back in. Inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. Big stretch and curl. Tailbone heavy. After your last one, rest the head down. Prepare for scissors. Head and shoulders up. Arms reach, legs extend. Pulse the right leg to the ball without kicking it out of your hands. Pulse, 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 pulse. Steady hips. Legs as long as they'll go for you. More range for legs if that's available by taking the arms further behind you. Think 45 degrees with the arms. Press into the prop. Pull the abs in and up. Single count. Keep this going. Reach, reach, reach. After this last set, hug the knees in. Rest the head down. Release any tension in the neck, looking side to side. Prepare for your lower and lift. Ball goes into the inner ankles. Hands can either go underneath the tailbone for support or back behind the head. Elbows wide as you lower the legs down for 3, up on 1. Lower, 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 lift on 1. Again, inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Good, lengthen the legs out to lower, press the ball to lift. Reverse your count, down on 1, lift up 3, 2, 1. Hug the ball with every lift and lower of the legs. Last one here. Knees into chest, head lowers. Prepare for crisscross. Ball goes between the inner thighs, hands go back behind the head and shoulders lift. Twist to the right. Take your left arm out, extend and reach to the outside of that right knee 3 times. Twist to the left. Right arm extends out to the outside of the left knee. Keep pressing your ball, keeping your hips steady, feet anchored. Feel free to stay with this variation. Otherwise, building, picking up your legs to tabletop position. Head and shoulders lift, twist to the right, pulse 3 times. 2, 3, higher center, twist to left, lift 3, lift 2, lift 1, higher center, lift and twist. Next round in your twist, send the legs long, lift through center, twist to the left, legs go long, keep them hugging into the ball, rotate through the ribs, exhale, stretch. Higher center, exhale, stretch. Last set here, twist to the right, twist to the left, and rest. Feet come down, ball comes out, big stretch up and overhead with the ball in your hands, and rock yourself up to seated. Prepare for your spine stretch forward. Sit up tall and roll the ball away from you. Just hinge forward for the first one. Maybe rounding over, pressing into the ball. Let the stretch feel good. Push out through the heels, maybe turn the head side to side, then roll the ball back up and you sit up tall. Let's do that again. Sitting up tall, round into yourself as you roll the ball away from you. Pull the abdominals away from the reach of the fingers. Take a nice deep breath in to stack the spine. And then exhale, empty the lungs completely as you stretch forward. Head's heavy, abs are in and up. Grab the ball and sit up tall. Stretch forward, tuck chin to chest, nose to belly button. Keep reaching the ball as if you're passing it to somebody across the room. Stack the spine back up. Do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. After your last one, sit up tall. Press into the ball, bending your elbows out to the sides. Rotate through the ribs to the right side and to the left side. Twist to the right. Lower your left elbow inside the left inner thigh. Look up and over your right shoulder. Stay in the twist as you return up and back through center. Over to the left side, right elbow inside your right inner thigh. And up through center. Do that 1 more time each side. Even on the sit bones. Push out through the heels. Deepen abdominals in and out. Exhale, rotate. Return back to center. Now place the ball in between the ankles. Lie all the way down onto your back. We'll prepare for a tick-tock variation. Tilt the legs to the right. Tilt the legs to the left. If bent knees is better for you, feel free to take that option. Looking over opposite shoulder. Do a few rounds without letting the shoulders or the ribs come off the mat. Another option here is placing the ball into the inner thighs. Keep your legs in a tabletop position. The knees track over the hips. Press the ball deep in the powerhouse. Keep the arms pressing into the mat and just work side to side at a range that keeps your details. Option to stay with the bent knees for corkscrew. If you prefer to work straight legs, take that option instead. Go through a few rounds. Steer from the abdominals, and after your last one, place the ball back into your inner ankles. Reverse curl, little crunch. Taking those heels, stacking them over the hips. Do about 8 of these, and then when you're done, hug the knees in and rock yourself up to a seated position. Prepare for saw. Legs mat width distance, arms reaching in front with ball in hands, and you're going to do a little relay here. So you're going to pass the ball to the backhand. And try not to drop the ball, go for another round. Imagine the arms getting pulled in different directions. Really work that opposition. Flip onto the front side of the body to prepare for swan prep. Stack your hands, rest your forehead on top. Simply just lift your head up to begin. Check the shoulder blades are into the back and rest that back down. Now hands, head, heart, lift up. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Take that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Always anchoring strongly through the hips, lifting abdominals. You can always stay with the first option, or if you'd like to add the ball in, extend the arms, palms on top of the ball. Roll the ball toward you, gliding the shoulder blades into the back. Inhale, lengthen the upper body up, and then exhale, lower the upper body down. Slide the shoulder blades into the back. Deepen the powerhouse to lift and open. Looking over the right shoulder, the left shoulder, back to center, and lowering this all the way down with control. Take the hands into the mat and press yourself up and back for a rest pose. Setting up for your single leg kick. Come forward onto the forearms, ball between the hands, chest lifting, legs hugging the midline, hovering your feet off the mat. Kick the right heel in towards your seat 2 times. Kick, kick, stretch and reach. Left side. Work towards steady hips, a lift of the chest, a lift of the abdominals. Press your ball to deepen that connection. Flex to kick, point to lengthen. Last set here. Then prepare for double leg kick. Lower onto one facial cheek. Take the ball behind you, melt your elbows, legs hug the midline, heels kick into the seat for 3, for 2, for 1. Stretch the arms back as you lift the chest, pass the ball in front of you to the other hand, and lower this down. Restart. Kick in 3, kick in 2, kick in 1. If passing the ball around to the front doesn't work for you, simply press into the ball behind you the entire time. Last one here. Bend the elbows, bend the knees, and kick in for 3, for 2, for 1. Anchor the hips, press the toenails in, stretch the arms, pass the ball in front, hold the ball in front of you for 3, for 2, for 1. Softly land this down, find your rest pose. A quick transition onto the back with the ball into the inner thighs for your shoulder bridge. Lifting the hips, press the ball, lower the hips down. Zipping up the abdominals. Even weight on the feet, use the arms. Bridge and lift, press, and lower. You'll do about 8 of these. On your last one, hold the hips up, press your ball in for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lowering your hips back down, adding on a variation. You can always stay with the first option. If you're building, just pick up the foot and hover one at a time. Just kind of check in. Make sure those hips stay level. Maybe just lifting one heel. Maybe extending one leg out. Press your ball wherever you're at 8 times. Keep pulling into the front ribs. Squeeze the glutes. Try that on your other side. It might be the heel lifting. It might be the leg extending. 8 presses of the ball. And once you're done, the foot will lower. The hips will lower. Next up is side kick series. Remove the ball from the legs, press yourself up, lie on your left side body, place that ball right underneath your ribs. Forearm props you up, abdominals pull in and up. Now prepare for front to back by hovering your top leg, reach it forward, reach it back. Your goal is to not move anything except this top leg. So the hand can either stay in front or the top hand can come to the back at the head, giving you a little feedback. Brace those abdominals. Bottom leg strong and anchored into the mat. Upper back strong and anchored. Do about 8 front to back. And then go for your up down. Maybe it's a point to reach, flex to lower. Try not to deflate the ball underneath you. Simply bringing awareness to the underside of the body. After you've done your 8, you're going to come into circles. Turn your leg bone out and circle 5 times, reversing the direction. And then we'll move into inner leg work. So the knee will come into front, the bottom leg will hover off the mat with a little pulse up. Do about 8 of these. Restack your top leg on top of the bottom leg, removing the ball from underneath and lowering down onto that right tricep. Head gets propped up, the ball reaches out in front. Staying here or reach it up to the ceiling. Try to lift your legs up as if they're one, without falling forward or back. After you've done 5, flip onto the front side of the body. Bend the elbows, rest the forehead on the ball. Anchor the hips, transitional beats. Open, close the legs. Maybe it's just the heels beating, maybe the legs can open a little wider. You'll go for about 10. Press yourself up and take this onto the other side. Placing the ball underneath the ribs, elbow underneath shoulder, shoulder over shoulder, hip over hip. Check the details for front to back, bottom leg strong into the mat, maybe top hand behind the head. Find as much length and control as you can. Do 8 front to back, maybe with a point, maybe with a flex, and then you'll move into your up down. So restacking the legs, stay parallel, lengthen and lift the leg up and lower, lift and lower, encouraging the lift from the underside so we don't deflate the ball. Once you've done about 8 here, you'll move into your circles. Add a slight turn out of the leg and brush your bottom heel 5 times. Circle, 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 then reverse that out. Prepare for inner leg work by taking the top leg in front, bottom leg will hover, little pulse up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Resetting the top leg on top of the bottom leg and lowering your head down onto the hand. Taking the ball, reaching it out in front or up to the ceiling. Your choice. Lift and lower the legs about 5 times here. Pull up into the abdominals, lengthen the legs out, moving them as if they're one, without falling forward, without falling back. Next up is teaser. Come up to a seated position, place the ball between the hands, and start your half roll down. If it's available, maybe you roll all the way down the mat. Or maybe you start to extend one leg out. Right, this is your teaser prep. Test the waters, see what works for you. Maybe both feet have to be down today. Maybe you walk out one leg at a time. Lead with the abdominals. Exhale on the effort to get up the mat. Feel free to stay with this teaser prep. If you'd like to build, the arms can reach up a little higher. The right leg can stay out and extended. Switch sides, keeping your arms up higher for a little bit more intensity. With control, roll down. With control, roll up. From here, try tabletop legs or your half teaser. Keep the legs where they are. You roll down away from the legs. Press into the ball, deep in that powerhouse, lift up, find balance. Stay with this option if this works for you. Keep the lift of the chest. Option to place the ball into your inner ankles now. Reach your arms off. Lower the upper body down, take the knees into the chest, and then start your teaser from here. Peel up, arms extend, legs extend, arms frame the ears, arms reach for toes, and you roll that down. Reset, knees in, arms reach out in front, legs extend in front, peel up, keep hugging that ball, reach up to the ceiling, lengthen and lower everything down with control. From here, peel back up, reach for the ceiling. Bend the elbows, lean back onto the forearms, and start your can-can. Bend the knees, side to side, hug the ball, send the legs out, and bend. Tilt to the right, to the left, to the right, stretch the legs. Bend to the left, to the right, to the left, stretch the legs. A quick transition into a forearm plank. Ball into inner thighs, knees as a modification, 10 seconds of stillness here. Press into the ball to add a little bit more intensity. Find your rest pose. Take the ball out from the inner thighs. Come in for mermaid. Coming onto the right hip, swing your legs off to the left side. Place the ball into the right hand. Extend that arm up. Keep the ear and the arm close to one another. Breathe between the ribs. Open up space through the side body. Do about 3 of these, and on the last one, just take the ball into the bottom hand and slide out a little further. Rotate the ribs, if that feels good to you. And then pass the ball into the hand, sliding up and over for a counter stretch. All right, swing the legs around to the other side now. Ball into the left hand, arm to ear, ear to arm, side bend over to the right side. On your third one, bottom hand grabs the ball, it slides out, and you continue that side bend, reaching a little further. And then you'll come up for your counter stretch, placing the ball into the other hand and side bend. From here, take the ball off to the side and set up for seal. Right at the front edge of the mat, soles of the feet together. Thread your hands through, grabbing to the outsides of the ankles. Hover the feet and roll up and down the mat. Do about 8 of these. This is your cool down. Breathe in, breathe out. Massage the spine. After you've done your 8, take the hands out and come up to a stand. We'll finish with front support. Face the length of your mat. Heels together, toes apart. Reach up to the ceiling. Forward fold, hips stay over the heels. Big step out, finding your high plank. You can either hold in stillness or take 5 tricep push-ups, your choice. Once you've done your 5, pike the hips up to the ceiling. Mindfully walk your hands back to meet your feet. Land the heels down onto the mat. Abs pull in and up to stack your spine. Take all that new length with you for the rest of the day. Great job.